Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Miss TV Total Football. Got some tea. It's very cold. It's very cold here in Sydney, Australia, and as you can see, my throat over the past couple of weeks. There's a little bit of viral, issue that's been happening. A little bit of virus that's going around in Sydney, Australia. So, got to look after yourself. You got to look after yourself with some tea every now and then, just to soothe the throat a little bit. But look, we're not here to talk about throats. We're not here to talk about viruses. We're to talk about this one news that I don't think everyone else has really truly covered it properly, because they kind of felt that, okay, well, it was a done deal a long time back. You always wanted Galatasaray. We're talking about Victor Osimhen, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen the here we go over the past 24 to 48 hours. We saw the here we go from Fabrizio Romano for Victor Osimhen to Galatasaray. He returns back to Galatasaray. Now it's on a permanent, not on a loan. Galatasaray has paid the money to Napoli. Napoli has released the player, and the player now is with Galatasaray. Now, it all sounds fine and dandy, doesn't it? Well, it's just a stock standard deal, but this is the problem. It isn't. I'm here to talk about how insane this deal is, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know where Galatasaray is finding all of this money. I've spoken to a couple of my, a couple of the dads that I hang out with, my son, when he plays football during the weekend and during the week when he does training. A couple of the dads that I hang out with, a couple of them are Turkish, and they say in Turkey, there's a lot of under the table, business that's happening. There's a big Turkish mafia that run a lot of these things. And you start wondering, what's truly happening, because I'm going to go through the stipulation of the deal with you guys very soon, and it's going to start painting a picture to you as to why some of the top clubs in Europe didn't even contemplate going for Victor Osimhen, because what Napoli were demanding, honestly, it's insane. It really is insane. I'm just surprised that he hasn't gone with Al Hilal, because Al Hilal were throwing money. Now, whether they were able to throw the kind of money that Galatasaray was throwing to Napoli and the terms and conditions that Napoli had, I'm pretty sure Saudis, they can take care of all of that, and in tenfolds. Do you know what I mean? Like they can do that times 10. But maybe, I don't know, some people in Turkey really wanted him to come to Galatasaray. We don't know, because the money that was given by Al Hilal was insane. Something around 40 to 50 million a year. That was the wages that was being offered to him. Now, let's have a quick look at the stipulation. Why Napoli has accepted this offer from Galatasaray. Let's have a quick look at that. Before that, sip of tea. Because this is going to blow your mind. This truly will blow your mind. I understand why Chelsea or any other clubs didn't even entertain this thought any longer. Now, check this out. Fabrizio Romano. Victor Osimhen to Galatasaray. Here we go. Club-to-club documents exchanged to start in the next 24 hours after verbal pact. This happened 24 hours ago, so I'm pretty sure verbal pact is probably done by now. This is where it gets really, really tricky. Galatasaray will pay 40 million euros now. Right now, Gala is going to pay 40 million. Now, you have to understand, Galatasaray, I know they're a big club, all right? Historically, they're a big club. They've got a lot of pedigree. They're absolutely demolishing the Turkish league for past God knows how many years. There's a lot of European pedigree in them. There really is. I know they might not have done some major damage, but they're a big club when it comes to European structure. They're not compared to your Liverpools, your Real Madrids, your Chelsea, your PSGs, and all of that. I get that, but they're there. But they shouldn't have this level of money. They've recently just acquired Leroy Sané as well. When you think about it from a financial standpoint, they really shouldn't have this level of money, right? Unless I could be wrong. Maybe they're raking in the money. Who knows? I haven't checked their financials. Galatasaray will pay 40 million euros right now and 35 million in 1 year. So all up, 75 within 1 year. That's what it really means. 40 now, 35 in 1 year. So in 12 months, 75 million euros gone, right? I don't think anyone is capable of doing that. Very few clubs do this type of payment structure. Generally, clubs in this day and age, cash flow is a real thing. You want to keep as much as cash as possible because you want to be able to go and do business elsewhere. Generally, it's a 3 installments. Sometimes you might see 5 installments. Man United, you would have heard recently, maybe a few months ago when Jim Ratcliffe did that interview not that long ago, he said they're paying the final installment of Jadon Sancho this year. Well, they might have just paid it already to Dortmund. And that's what? Over 3 years, right? Or 4 years, something like that, maybe 3 years. That's what people generally do. To pay the entire fee in one bulk in 12 months span is incredible. And as I said, they've also got Leroy Sané. They've also got quite a lot of players that, get paid well in terms of wages. And Osimhen, not just the 75 million euros, the fee that you have to pay Napoli. Don't forget his wages as well. His wages aren't cheap. Now, it doesn't finish there, though. Check this out. 10% on future profit. So 75 million euros in 12 months, within the 12-month span. And if you're looking to sell Osimhen down the track for some type of, profit or any type of value, 10% of that will go to Napoli. So let's say, argument's sake, down the track you sell Victor Osimhen for 50 million euros. 10% of that, 5 million euros, goes to Napoli as well. It doesn't end there either. And also a goals-based bonus. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is insane. This really is absolutely insane. I completely get why teams are finding it difficult to deal with Napoli. And I feel like some portion of, I don't know whether Turkish league, I'm sure they have financial fair play. I'm sure they have certain rules and regulations, but someone needs to investigate this. It doesn't even end there. Victor can't be sold to any Italian club for 2 years. So Italian market, that's gone. Not that you're going to fetch a lot of money from Italian clubs anyway. But if Victor Osimhen was to go to the Premier League or La Liga or wherever else, 10% of the profit will go to Napoli, and then there's goal bonuses as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an insane level of business from Galatasaray. I mean, big up to them for being able to do that. Any Galatasaray fans watching this, let me know. How are you guys actually doing this? Where's the money coming from? What are your financials looking like? Are there any under-the-table dealings? Because his wages, on top of all of that stipulation, isn't cheap either. You could understand maybe if, all that stipulation and his wages are 150 grand max. He's nearly 300,000. So, look, with all due respect, especially to the Chelsea fan base, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I understand why Chelsea didn't go for him. And John Obi Mikel, I don't know what you were smoking, brother. This deal was never going to happen like this. And to all the other European top clubs as well, I get it. I fully understand it, why this was so difficult to maneuver. Fully get it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Look, at the end of the day, he's a top player. And he's going to bang in goals. And I'm pretty sure Galatasaray are going to try and do something in the Champions League this season. They're not going to succeed, probably, but they're going to try and do something at least. He's a top player. They're going to probably end up winning the league. I'm very keen to watch the Turkish league, I think it's going to be quite exciting. Fenerbahce with Jose Mourinho there, and they're doing a lot of business. Besiktas as well. I think it's going to be quite an interesting league to watch out for. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about this deal of Victor Osimhen. For me, it is absolutely insane. Let me know your comments in the comment section. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya.